Begin with the headlines. President Bola Tinubu is to depart Abuja on Sunday for Africa Heads of State Energy Summit holding in Tanzania. The Nigerian Senate accuses the federal government of adopting double standards in its handling of illegal activities in the country. On the foreign scene, rebels from the Rwanda-backed M23 kills a military governor as they advance through Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo. Details of these and more will come to you shortly. Do stay with us. And now the news in full. President Bola Tinubu will depart Abuja on Sunday for Dar es Salaam, Tanzania to participate in the Africa Heads of State Energy Summit on January 27 to 28, 2025. The summit, hosted by the government of Tanzania in collaboration with the African Development Bank Group and the World Bank, aims to advance Mission 300, an initiative to provide electricity access to 300 million people in Africa by 2030. Special Advisor to the President on Information and Strategy, Bayo Ononuga, in a statement, said in Dar es Salaam, African leaders, private sector leaders, development partners, and civil society groups will strategize to accelerate energy access across the continent. Ononuga said the summit will provide a platform for sharing knowledge, expertise, and resources to address Africa's energy challenges. He explained the discussions will focus on accelerating energy access in undeserved regions, renewable energy, energy efficiency, and mobilizing private sector investment. In the first day at the ministerial level, participating countries, including Nigeria, will present their national energy strategies, themed compact, detailing their approaches to achieving universal energy access within 5 years. The Nigerian Senate has accused the federal government of adopting double standards in its handling of illegal activities in the country, ruthlessly tackling illegal oil bunkering while showing leniency towards illegal mining operations. This allegation was made by Senator Adams Oshiomhole, chairman of the Senate Committee on Interior, during the budget report presentation by Senator Samson Ekong, chairman of the Senate Committee of Solid Minerals Development, to the Senate Committee on Appropriation. Correspondent Kulujo reports that Oshiomhole expressed frustration over the government's inadequate response to illegal mining, warning that the nation's effort to diversify its economy would remain a mirage unless the issue was addressed decisively.
Any part of Nigeria where you don't have solid minerals, even in the south. But what else that? Whereas the federal government is ruthless, the people who are doing illegal oil bunkering, and they deploy JTF to deal with those involved in illegal bunkering. When it comes to illegal mining of solid mineral, the federal government changes. It's like using different standards. And I'm very angry for that. Because if we have to fight, deploy army, even to kill for anyone who is involved in illegal bunkering of oil, and you deploy JTF, a combination of army, police, air force, everybody.
In his report, Senator Ekong stressed the importance of investing heavily in the solid mineral sector, just as he proposed an increase in the ministry's capital budget to 539 billion naira for the 2025 fiscal year. He described the 9 billion naira initially allocated as grossly inadequate, noting that despite limited funding in the previous year, the ministry generated 37 billion naira in revenue.
Of the agency that which if 220 billion is injected into that agency, it can in 10 trillion of this country in 2 years. these are clear harvest. Let me also say that we can use minerals to act as a unifying instrument in this country. When we know that the oil in Bayelsa or Akwa Ibom is bringing in so much for Nigeria, and that from the gold mine in Zamfara, Niger State, Zamfara State has a lot of endowment.
The senators agreed on the need for urgent action, with Oshomole insisting that the government must address the role of influential individuals, including retired generals who are allegedly complicit in illegal mining operations. In a related development, Senator Abdulaziz Yar'Adua, chairman of the Senate Committee on the Army, called for the removal of the military from the envelope budgeting system. The federal government has inaugurated a 25-man committee for the review of the National Child Policy for protection the right of children in Nigeria. Members of the committee were drawn from various critical sectors in the country, including civil society organizations, for a holistic review of the policy. Correspondent Kulojo completes the story.
The Child Rights Act of 2007 in Nigeria protects children's rights and outlines how to protect them. The Act also protects children from the criminal justice system. In order to assess the progress made so far with the policy and ensure that every child in Nigeria have access to education, health care, and a safe environment where they can grow and develop, the federal government has decided to review the 2007 Child Rights Act in the country. Speaking during the inauguration of the 25-man committee, the Minister of Women Affairs, Human Suleiman Ibrahim, maintained that children are the cornerstones of every nation and the greatest hope of tomorrow.
Education marks not only a critical step in our commitment to the well-being of our children in the Federal Republic of Nigeria, but also demonstrate our resolve of building a conducive atmosphere for Nigerian children to strive to live a brighter and a better life. As we gather here today, it is important to acknowledge the fundamental truth that our children are the cornerstone of our nation. They are not just the leaders of tomorrow, they are our greatest hope and our most precious resources.
She maintained that having witnessed commendable advancement in the sectors like education, health, and child protection through the Act, there is the need to also recognize the challenges that persist, such as poverty, gender inequality, inadequate access to quality education, and the impact of insecurity that threaten the future of the children. The minister charged members of the committee to work in unison and carry out their assignments in line with the terms of reference set out by the ministry. The permanent secretary of the ministry, who is also the chairman of the committee, promised that the committee will work assiduously in conformity with terms of reference and perform to expectations.
In the above regard, it is imperative to draw your attention as members of this committee that the task before you is both vital and a challenging one. We are entrusted with the responsibility of reviewing a policy that will guide our nation in protecting and promoting the rights of children. Hence, your expertise and insight and also commitment will be crucial in ensuring that our policy reflects the realities faced by our children.
My Honorable Minister, ma'am, I want to assure you that we will carry out this national assignment with all sense of seriousness, commitment, determination, and dedication that it deserves. We will not let you down, God willing. I want to say the committee will ensure that the Federal Ministry of Women Affairs in particular and the Nigerian child in general are giving a national child policy that will stand the test of time.
High point of the event was the inauguration of the committee by the minister. From Abuja, Kunle Ojo, Galaxy TV.
The federal government has been advised to declare a state of emergency on internally displaced persons camps across Nigeria and make special budgetary allocation for them. These and many more are the views of human rights lawyers and other Nigerians on the state of IDP camps in Nigeria. Correspondent Kulujo, who was at the IDP camps Kuchingoro in Abuja, completes the story.
The increasing number of internally displaced person camps across Nigeria has become a major source of concern to concerned stakeholders in the country. The number of IDP camps in Nigeria varies depending on the region and time period. The displacement tracking matrix collected data on IDP camps and host community in Nigeria. In most of the camps across the country, men and women with children are living in squalor and abject poverty with no schools and Medicare.
This camp, we are not organized. We are not organized. So, some NGOs, individual people, they are coming time to time to see us.
I want to go my village. I want to go, yes.
Where is your village?
Goza.
Goza.
Borno State, yes.
When you go there, you see men and women and little kids, little children who are living in squalor, in abject penury, no schools, no Medicare, nothing. They are like what you will call the living dead.
Of course, we have gone to where they stay. You saw things yourself, that they are apparently homeless to the core. So it's beholds on the government also to live up to expectation, because it's due of the government to provide security as contrary provided. So it's not their duty to provide security for themselves. It's due of the government to do that. And a government who cannot provide security for the citizen is not worthy to be respected.
Professor Ozakumen and Barrister Ejiofor maintain that insecurity with the increasing cases of crimes in Nigeria contributed in no small measures to the proliferation of IDP camps in Nigeria. They decry the poor attention being paid to the welfare and well-being of people living in the camps across Nigeria, and the majority of the people are living dead.
The point and the situation we find ourselves in this country is horrible, because as they grows, we record IDP camps almost on a daily basis. People in this situation, of course, can see some of these people came from Maiduguri. That was a few weeks ago, and some are still coming from other part of the country, showing that the government are not doing what they ought to have done, as contrary provided by the Constitution.
Barrister Ejiofor, an human rights lawyer who led others to the Kuchingoro IDP camp in Abuja to identify with them, emphasized the need for government to declare a state of emergency on IDP camps and provide special budgetary allocation for the centers for effectiveness.
The host of the federal government to take the bull by the horn and also eliminate all forms of crisis which is presently developing the citizens of the country. You don't need to ask. It's a matter of public knowledge, common knowledge, that there must be a state of emergency institution to eradicate this kind of, to fight insecurity. But as a matter of fact, 80% of the factors leading to them being dislodged from their homes is insecurity.
I called on the federal government to declare a state of emergency on these IDP people, so as to allocate a special budget, make a special budgetary allocation for the IDPs. They cannot be catered for through any other ministry. There should be an agency specifically dedicated to alleviating the sufferings of the IDP.
It is hoped that the government at the center will address and step up the fight against insecurity in order to reduce the number of IDP camps in Nigeria. Kunle Ojo, Galaxy TV.
The Federal Capital Territory FCT Police Command has arraigned 16 suspects before the Chief Magistrate Court in Wuse Zone 6, Abuja, on charges of vandalizing government infrastructure and unlawful possession of stolen property. The arrests were part of a major crackdown on scrap yards, popularly referred to as Panteka, where significant amounts of stolen and vandalized government assets were recovered. Items recovered during the operations include manhole covers, armored cables, and street lights. In a statement issued by the Public Relations Officer of the FCT Police Command, SP Josephine Ade, the names of the suspects arraigned are Abubakar Adam, Emmanuel John Eze, Emeka Ezekiel, Ahmed Suleiman, Dennis Chikoze, Ismail Usman, Victor Ezekiel, Izundu Fidelis, Alex Okechukwu Eddie, Jonathan Ubi, Simon Samuel, Mubarak Lawal, Okafo Kene, Usman Lawal, Shoaibu Yahaya, and James Edu. SP Ade further explained that the arrests were the result of intelligence-driven operations carried out at various locations across the FCT. During their arraignment, all 16 suspects entered pleas of not guilty and were subsequently remanded at the Kefi Correctional Center. The case has been adjourned to January 30th, 2025 for further hearing. Meanwhile, as part of the effort of the Nigeria Police Force to embrace peace and public safety across the country, police operatives attached to the Imo State Police Command have achieved a significant milestone in the ongoing battle against terrorism with the neutralization of 3 deadly terrorist kingpins associated with the Eastern Security Network, ESN. The first Public Relations Officer, ASP Muyiwa Dijobi, in a statement issued in Abuja, disclosed that on January 24, 2025, operatives from the command's tactical unit, following credible intelligence, launched a coordinated operation aimed at locating and dislodging the terrorist hideout. According to the statement, the police operatives located a terrorist hideout in a forest within Ihube, Okigwe local government area, and upon approach, the operatives came under heavy fire from suspected IPOB ESN terrorists, but demonstrated exceptional courage and engaged the attackers in a fierce gun battle. It added that the operation resulted in the neutralization of 6 members of the terrorist group, with 3 being ESN kingpins identified as Ifeanyi Anayo, also known as Zuma the Rock, who is 28 years old, Chukwuemeka Odunyife, also known as Nimimi, who is 22, and Kingsley Sunday, who is 21, all natives of Ogube Ihube in Okigwe local government area. Officers further recovered 5 AK-47 rifles, 552 rounds of live ammunition, improvised explosive devices, several communication equipment, along with operational motorcycles used by the group. You're still on to Galaxy Primetime News, and coming up next. The Nigeria Police Force reaffirms its commitment to strengthening internal security and safety of all Nigerians. Details of these and more we come to you shortly. Just stay with us. We're glad to have you back. Now, for more updates and latest news, please visit our website www.galaxytvonline.com. Connect with us on our X handle at Galaxy TV. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, youtube.com/GalaxyTV News. You can follow and interact with us on our Facebook page, facebook.com/GalaxyTV. Remember to follow and tag us on our Instagram page at Galaxy TV. Our social media platforms are user-friendly and can always accommodate your live update and comment, as you can easily scan our IG QR code. The Nigeria Police Force has reaffirmed its commitment to strengthening the internal security and safety of all Nigerians. Public Relations Officer ACP Olumuyiwa Adejobi made the declaration at a news conference in Abuja ahead of a retreat for senior officers scheduled to take place from January 24th to 26, 2025. The retreat aims to evaluate the force's performances and develop strategies for enhanced service delivery. Correspondent Kunuju reports that Adejobi explained that the retreat and conference will bring together senior officers from the rank of Commissioner of Police and above, and it will serve as a platform for top police managers to critically review the force's internal security operations. He added that it also helps to devise strategies to improve service delivery and ensure the safety of the nation, saying the theme of this 5th edition highlights the critical role of an inclusive approach to policing in fostering national security and driving economic growth. Adejobi further emphasized that the conference aligned with the Inspector General of Police ongoing reforms to transform the force into a professionally competent service-oriented.
The conference and retreat is a gathering of all senior police officers from the rank of Commissioner of Police and above, and platform for senior police managers in the country to critically assess the internal security performance of the force and strategize on ways of improving service delivery and secure the internal security space of our dear. The theme of this 5th edition underscores the pivotal role of an exclusive approach to policing in fostering national security and economic growth.
The operations of the force, especially in Nigeria, and as we set out to many other parts of the world, we realized that the Nigeria police really put in a whole lot to manage crime and criminality in our country. So the idea is to bring the senior officers together to keep them abreast of current direction in security, but most importantly, narrowing it down to our own peculiar situation.
The FPRO reiterated the Inspector General's commitment to enhancing the institutional capacity of the Nigeria Police Force to effectively fulfill its statutory mandate. Bandits have reportedly abducted 22 locals in fresh separate attacks in the Kugauta community of Usheke Kumana Chiefdom and Kitanda community of Gishiri Kumana Chiefdom in Kauru local government area of Kaduna State. Confirming the incident, a student pastor who is a resident, Emmanuel Johnson, said the assailants invaded the two communities and separate attacks on Friday at about 10:30 p.m., kidnapping 22 locals, mostly women and children. Explained that 12 locals were kidnapped in the Kitanda community of Gishiri Kumana Chiefdom, while 10 locals were also whisked away in the Kugauta community of Kusheke Kumana Chiefdom. Johnson lamented that despite escalating kidnapping by bandits and other criminal elements in their communities, only 3 policemen were manned in their community and neighboring villages. He said the communities surrounding villages have been consistently attacked and villagers are being kidnapped daily. Most locals have been forced to leave their villages as a result of the escalating kidnapping and killings of their loved ones. Also, gunmen have reportedly killed Professor Emeka Chukwuemeka, a lecturer at the Delta State University. Abraka Chukwuemeka returned to his hometown Umeji in Asaba, the Delta State capital, on Friday for his usual weekend when the assassins killed him in his house. Professor Emeka Chukwuemeka was assassinated in Asaba on Friday night. He is a lecturer at the Delta State University Abraka Anwe campus, but later went back to the Abraka campus after the conversion of Anwe campus to Denis Osadebe University. A reliable source, 50-year-old professor usually comes home every weekend in Asaba. It is unfortunate that he came back that Friday for his usual weekend and was assassinated in his place at Sembridge area of Umeji Quarter in Asaba. Meanwhile, there have been a lot of reported killings and kidnappings in Asaba in recent times, as residents have urged the security agencies to stand up for their responsibilities of the protection of lives and properties. When contacted, the police public relations officer in the state, SP Brighter Daffy, who confirmed the killing, said the police are looking into the killing with a view to arresting the perpetrators. Over 5,000 Benue State Civil Protection Guard deployed to the 23 local government areas of the state have been tasked to discharge their duties within the ambit of the law while it respects the rights of citizens. Personnel of the Civil Protection Guard have been trained by retired personnel on security tips and knowledge in human rights, particularly at the local government commanders days after the launch by Governor Hyacinth Alia last December 2024. The new outfit, named Anyam Yor, is to enable the local security outfit performing tasks within the local government after the state merges the Benue Volunteer Guard and Livestock Guard together to form the State Civil Protection Guard. Speaking on the exercise, the security advisor to the governor on internal affairs, the commander of the outfit and one of the personnel, observed that the training is geared to keep the personnel informed with the law in course of the operations.
It is very logical. We have a strength of over 5,000. You can hear what during our launching. It's not possible for us to accommodate them here at the same time for us to impart this knowledge to them. With the weight of knowledge they are going to acquire here, we expect them to be better equipped in their security performance.
We have learned so many things and emanating from discipline, which is the bedrock of any society. Then, of course, legal aspect also came in, how to maintain other people's rights, not to infringe other people's rights, and coordinate ourselves in the conduct of our operations.
We have brought in veterans who are going to build up, are going to strengthen the knowledge of, because these guys, these other ones that currently, before now, are inexperienced, so to speak. They are not soldiers, they are not police, they are not been trained in the security palace before. These guys are coming voluntarily to join them, to support them, to guide them on the right way to do. For instance, we had cases of human rights violations before now. The fact that somebody is accused of theft, you shouldn't want to tie him and start flogging him. These are things that used to happen. We are saying, hey, you don't do that. What is called the voluntary principle for security and human rights. You are doing security by having the rights of the people to be protected. So these are things I'm going to teach them, so that they will come up to speed to a level that they will now operate within the ambit of the law.
Determined to return internally displaced persons occupying about 14 camps in Benue State in the last 8 to 10 years, the Benue State government, in collaboration with the federal government and other humanitarian partners, has officially launched the Benue State Action Plan for Durable Solution. Launching the State Action for Durable Solution, Governor Hyacinth states that it is to enable IDPs return gradually in a dignified manner with all available necessities of life, including security, to begin farming activities towards becoming self-reliant, stating that this action plan will be reviewed every 5 years. He thanked President Bola Tinubu and United Nations agencies and other partners for all the support and steadfastness. The Minister of Humanitarian Affairs, Professor Yilwada Nentawe, while emphasizing the efforts the federal government has put in place for the IDPs, expressed satisfaction for the efforts Benue has put in place in addressing the huge humanitarian situation in the state. The Chairman, Council of Traditional Ruler, His Royal Majesty, Professor James Ayatse, says they will own the action plan in sustaining it.
Benue is the only state that has not just fulfilled and matched only words, but have demonstrated by even creating the cooperatives of over 200, the highest in any of the IDPs in Nigeria. Not just that alone, they've cleared land And they've cleared, for now, they've cleared almost 1,000 hectares of land in 6 different locations of what they're planning. And that is remarkable for building hope for our people. And this is not just a program, it is a lifeline, a foundation upon which vulnerable individuals, particularly widows, pregnant women, breastfeeding mothers, and persons with disabilities can rebuild their lives.
This event marked the beginning of our state government's vital initiatives, the federal government of Nigeria, on achieving durable solutions. And thanks to the support of our beloved President, His Excellency Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR. I call on the federal government, the United Nations, and development partners to support this initiative and to coordinate its operationalization through the Benue Durable Solutions Task Force.
The designers of this solution that are factored in everything, and I want to assure you that we'll take ownership of this solution. I want to also assure the international community that we are happy with this arrangement. We will support the durable solution in whatever way we can to ensure that it's durable, it's sustainable, and it meets the aspirations of the people.
The Federal Road Safety Corps Osun State Command has warned drivers to stay away from hard drugs while driving to prevent road crashes. The sector commander gave the warning at the FRSC headquarters in Osogbo, Osun State capital. He said the FRSC is collaborating with National Drug Law Enforcement Agency to curtail the spread and consumption of hard drugs in the state. The NDLEA Osun State Commander Oluwarutimi Aditula said the synergy will assist the two agencies to break the chain of drug distribution and consumption in Osun State.
In as much as the drug world, the criminals of this world, they are operating in WhatsApp now. They are working hand in hand to cause mayhem, to destroy the peace of our nation. Therefore, I and road safety, we need to come together to collaborate together to foster a unity of purpose in order to combat them. That's the main reason I'm here. And it's a brother we have been working together before, and I think it is time for us to renew our vigor to ensure that the crime rate in Nigeria, which has posed a national threat.
Well, the mandate of FRSC is to reduce crashes on the road. And I'm sure you know now there are crash-induced, drug-induced crashes on our road. So when we partner together, the aim is still, one, take drug out of the parks and also take drug out of drivers. And what we'll do is, the result will be safer road for all of us in Nigeria.
You're still on to Galaxy Primetime News. We'll quickly take a break, and when we return, the news continues to us. We're glad to have you back. The Special Advisor to Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu on Transportation, Honorable Shola Giwa, has emphasized the importance of proactive planning in tackling the challenges experienced during the 2024 Yuletide season. Speaking with newsmen after the two-day retreat program organized for top-ranking officers of the Lagos State Traffic Management Authority, LASMA, Honorable Giwa said the retreat is important to refresh knowledge of the officers on the best way to crisis management. Also, the general manager of LASMA, Bakari Oki, said under his leadership, no stone shall be left unturned to make LASMA effective in the state. The general manager emphasized the agency's commitment to human capital development, noting its significance in reshaping public perception and enhancing operational efficiency. The aim of the retreat is to basically intimate LASMA officers' importance of proactiveness and respect for the people while discharging their duties.
Especially during the 30 December and even before that. So what we started out to do is we know we have to be strategic, and everything you want to do, you have to plan very well. So here with the topmost leadership of LASMA to chart the course are usually crisis. So it is part of things we do.
Be able to put the best out of our men. Our core responsibility as an agency is to make sure that the economic growth of Lagos and the development is on the high side. And also, in order to promote the security and safety of all road users in the state, especially when it comes to traffic road incident management, it's part of our core responsibility. And this is a form of assurance.
Within LASMA, to be proactive, they should be agile in responding to crisis when they see it. They have to make decisions that don't necessarily have to follow the bureaucratic process when there's a crisis. They must be able to lead by example. They must be able to engage with stakeholders, engage widely. Also to build a team where they can have
Edo State Governor Monday Okpebholo has charged the Managing Director of the Edo State Traffic Management Agency to end indiscriminate parking and traffic gridlock in the state. The governor gave the charge while receiving officers and men of the traffic agency led by the Managing Director. Addressing the team at the ESCO Chambers in Government House, Benin City, the governor said the agency should do its job efficiently without trampling on the rights of the citizens. Responding, the traffic agency Managing Director Engineer Stainless Ijebe assured the governor and people of the state efficient service delivery.
So whatever we are doing, we should do it with care so that we don't harm anybody. I particularly will appeal for this because whenever I drive around town, I see vehicles everywhere. The city is not well kept. To make sure that the city is well kept, vehicles park here, park there, park here, park there, and it's causing obstruction. Traffic is not flowing because, so you people should wake up and keep Edo State clean.
The governor, as I stand here, and I assure the people of Edo State that we are going to do our job and we ensure we do it thoroughly so that in the course of doing our job, we do not bring the government and the governor of Edo State to disrepute.
For any organization or institution to thrive unhindered, the importance of credibility in building strong corporate image and reputation has been emphasized. This call was made known by the guest lecturer at a public lecture organized by the Information and Public Relations Unit of the Federal Medical Center, Abeokuta. The theme, Towards a Sustainable Corporate Image and Reputation, the guest lecturer, Dr. Abib Olamitoye, stressed that credibility is the foundation of any successful enterprise. On his part, the medical director, Professor Adewale Musa Olumu, lauded the federal government for approving the University of Medicine and Medical Sciences, Abeokuta, which he said signifies the development of the city and the state at large. FMC Abeokuta's head of Department Information and Public Relations Unit, Shegun Ovishadro, in his welcome address, reiterated the commitment of his department at promoting the center's image and reputation at all times through effective public relations strategies.
We want to improve reputation, focus on credibility. Credibility, making the organization become more credible. When you have goodwill, good message, and when you have good reputation, you invite goodwill, and goodwill is nothing more than records of achievement. And of course, high reputation means a feeling that you are the best. Everything of achievement, of accomplishment, of greatness starts with the vision, the goals. What are your goals? What are the goals of Federal Medical Center?
When you are not healthy, it's a problem. And if you are not wealthy too, it's a problem. Unfortunately, we combine the two in this country. We are still not done in our development of this place because we know that we still have a lot to do. But what we really thank God for is this approval of our University of Medicine and Medical Sciences. It's something that this administration will continue to thank God because we know that once the university starts, yes, we have developed a town, a city, and the plethora of a lot of our children will benefit from that school.
The Information and Publications Department Center long been a vital bridge between the center and the numerous publics. Our goal is to continue to uphold the corporate image and reputation of the center by implementing sophisticated population strategies, addressing institutional shortcomings, and fostering a culture of patient-centered care and staff professionalism. This endeavor, no doubt, is crucial for enhancing our interaction with the patient and strengthening the foundation of trust and mutual respect necessary for effective healthcare delivery services to which this center is widely respected.
And now we'll move over to the foreign desk for more news.
Hello and welcome to the foreign news. Rebels from the Rwanda-backed M23 have killed a military governor as they advanced through Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo, the army confirmed. Major General Peter Kirimwami, North Kivu's governor, was shot by M23 fighters when visiting the front line. He was airlifted to the capital Kinshasa for possible treatment abroad, but succumbed to his injury, said Army spokesperson General Sivian Ekenge. Fighting between the M23 and DR Congo's army has intensified at the start of the year, with the rebels seizing control of more territory than ever. More than 400,000 people have fled their homes since the start of the year as the M23 advances on the city of Goma. As they move towards Goma, the M23 captured the towns of Masisi and Minova. More than 200 civilians have been killed in areas captured by the M23. Hospitals in Goma are treating hundreds of injured patients, and according to the United Nations, 2 children died after bombs fell on a camp for displaced people. Human Rights Watch has warned of escalating risk to civilians as the Congolese army battles the M23 rebels. Dozens of patients have been killed in a drone attack on one of the last functioning hospitals in El Fasher in Sudan's Darfur region. While it was not immediately clear who targeted the Saudi hospital, medical sources said the same building was hit by a Rapid Support Forces drone a few weeks ago. Friday's attack killed at least 30 patients in the emergency department, the report added. The Sudanese army has been at war with the paramilitary RSF, who have seized nearly the entire vast western region of Darfur since April 2023. The RSF has besieged El Fasher, the state capital of North Darfur, since May, but army-aligned armed groups have repeatedly pushed its fighters back preventing them from claiming the city. Attacks on healthcare facilities have been rampant in El Fasher, where medical charity Doctors Without Borders said this month the Saudi hospital was the only public hospital with surgical capacity still standing. Across the country, up to 80% of healthcare facilities have been forced out of service, according to official figures. Hamas has released 4 female Israeli soldiers held in Gaza as part of the ceasefire agreement, handing them over to Red Cross officials in Palestine Square in Gaza City. In exchange for the second release of the captives on Saturday, Israel is expected to release 200 Palestinians held in Israeli jails. Ahead of the release in Gaza, scores of masked Hamas and Islamic Jihad fighters gathered at the square, where a large crowd of Palestinians also congregated. In addition to hundreds of Hamas members, other Palestinian factions, including Palestinian Islamic Jihad, were also present at the site. Representatives of the Red Cross and Hamas fighter were seen signing documents ahead of the release. Hamas identified the 4 female Israeli soldiers as Karina Ariev, Daniela Gilbola, Naaman Levy, and Liri Alberg. The 4 captives, who were in Israeli military uniforms, waved to the crowd as they were released. However, a statement from Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's office said Palestinians will not be allowed to return to northern Gaza until Abel Yahud, one of the captives, is released. The statement said Yahud was supposed to have been released on Saturday. Still on foreign news, tens of thousands of people protested across Slovakia amid growing anger over Prime Minister Robert Fico's apparent push for closer ties with Russia. The rallies, which saw up to 60,000 people gathering in Bratislava, marked the latest show of public anger against Fico, whose visit to Moscow for talks with President Vladimir Putin last month prompted a series of protests. Civic group Mir Ukraine Peace for Ukraine said it called the rallies in defense of democracy, following the Prime Minister's remarks on switching Slovakia's foreign policy and leaving the European Union and NATO. Tensions escalated after the Prime Minister's left-wing nationalist government accused organizers and political opponents of attempting a coup d'etat in league with an unspecified group of foreigners. Fico, who was wounded in an attack by a gunman last year, alleged that a group of unidentified expats present in Slovakia had assisted protests in Ukraine in 2014 and Georgia last year, linking his claims to a secret report from the country's intelligence service.